Hi guys, welcome to On Air Season 2, Episode 4. I'm trying to think what I've been up to since the last time I talked to you guys. I obviously told you guys about my birthday celebration that I had before last week, and then what else? I think I was here after the Super Bowl, so...
Yeah, you did like 2 episodes, but Mackenzie and I were so sick, so we weren't here.
I know, I feel like everyone is sick.
Yeah.
Abigail came on time last week and we weren't here to see it. And she didn't cancel, and guess what? She almost canceled today.
I almost canceled today, and it was because I was just having like an off day with my hair. It just is not. Do you ever have one of those days where it's just like not doing anything?
Me like bald. I'm like, yes.
Well, I feel like if I don't look good, I don't feel good sometimes.
Yeah.
Same. And I'm exactly the same way, especially knowing that I'm going to be on camera. Normally, the old Abigail in 2022 would have canceled, but the new version of me who's into growth and being the best version of myself a couple weeks into this new year has decided to show up despite my feelings of being uncomfortable and pushing through the uncomfort.
Slay. And that's improvement.
Also, Abigail will say that she has like a hair problem, and she'll come in looking like she just got her hair professionally done.
Also, this was my last warning. I only had one more story to go.
Abigail couldn't afford to quit on us today.
You're like, at this point, like I will be in there with a wig cap on.
I would be filming next week from my garage if I didn't show up today. No, I'm just kidding. But no, yeah, I'm proud of myself. But kind of elaborating from that, today's episode is going to be all about body image and the pressure of looking perfect, especially with social media. So it kind of coincides with my little story about almost canceling.
Do you have any stories about like body image that you can tell now, or do you want to just get into?
Just get into it, and then I'll.
I'm sure we'll elaborate.
There's probably a lot of them. But.
Yeah, especially in LA. I feel like it's like really interesting to see how people like unintentionally have to change to keep up, and people on the outside think that it's like a vanity thing, but it literally is because everyone around you is like forcing you into that.
Sure.
Yeah, have you ever heard the thing where it's like I'm an LA 3 but like a Tennessee 9 because everyone here is just so beautiful, like otherworldly. I mean, obviously it's mostly fake, but like anywhere else you'd be a goddess.
Yeah. I remember the only like procedure I ever got done. I got a lip threading in my upper lip like 2 years ago, and they had to stab it through my deep tissue, and I was like about to pass out.
Ooh.
And I was like, yeah, I don't think this is worth it.
Lip threading.
They just like pull. It's like a thread that pulls your upper lip up.
Oh, okay, got it.
I think Kim got it done before she got her like skin removal.
Damn.
I know.
We should have done like reacting to like celebrities before and after like plastic surgery. That would have been kind of fun.
I love how we always use like one of the Kardashians as like an example to soften the story. Like, yeah, I got my earlobes removed, but I heard Kylie did it before she
literally
like,
Kris did that. Kris Jenner did do that.
What?
Because she had sagging earlobes from like wearing her earrings like, and heavy real diamonds. And she had her earlobes like all sewn up.
Oh my God.
Terrifying.
I mean,
crazy.
Did you like when you lived back in Pennsylvania, did you ever like have any of these issues, or did it not start until LA?
No, it definitely started when I moved to LA, and back in Pennsylvania I was like curvy. I was like a size 6 or 8, but I remember moving here and everyone being like, oh my God, like you're the new plus size model, right? And I was like, I'm not plus size. Like I'm like a size 8.
Yeah.
And then it was just so weird how everything here is like so much, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like now in the last couple of years, there's definitely been a lot of progress and brands are way more inclusive. But like in 2013, 2014, when I started, it was not like that. And it was either like super, super skinny or, you know, like more like, oh, you're a porn star if you're curvy with big boobs. There wasn't like the Ashley Graham, like, you know, gorgeous plus size models yet at that point. I think that was maybe when she was just kind of getting started, but she was like the only one, you know?
Yeah. So when you moved to LA and being size like 6 was curvy, did you look up to like Kim Kardashian, who was in the spotlight, who was a little bit curvier?
Definitely. So that was kind of whenever people would be like, oh, it's like another wannabe Kim K, because they would say that about anyone who wasn't blonde in a size 2. Mm-hmm. Like if you're brunette and curvy, oh, you want to be Kim K. There's like no other like middle ground kind of. And I'm like, what's wrong with wanting to like emulate somebody who's not a stick figure and who's made a huge career off of being, you know, healthy and curvy, whether it's real or not. You know, people always go back and forth with that. But I was always like Team Kim. So.
Yeah. And also you're taller. So it's like, if you were like literally 80 pounds, like that, it wouldn't look right. No, like, you know what I mean? Like that isn't, So
do you think modeling created body issues like since you moved here to model?
I think in the beginning, like the first year, I really dealt with a lot of trolls just nonstop. Like every single day I would wake up and I would be posted on The Dirty, that website. And people like, oh my God, it's so funny. She thinks she's going to be a model. She's like a fat whale. She's an orca. Like now I laugh, but at the time it was, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Shamu.
Right. And the insults from 2013 were so funny looking back. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
And also then like being a size 0 was in. Like it wasn't like as acceptable. Like now size 8 is skinny to us.
For sure.
Like.
And I just remember I dealt with it like a lot, kind of like a lot at once, and it started to get to me a little bit, and I'm like, you know what, like if I actually want to continue with this, like I just can't pay attention to this stuff because it's not going to stop no matter what. If it's not my weight, it'll be something else. So I just had to kind of decide if this is like something I could handle, and if I can't, then this is just not the path for me. And then I kind of just brush it off for like a little bit. And then I remember what kind of really changed everything for me is like, I think it was maybe like this, after like the second year that I was here, I lost a lot of weight and I got like skinny for like the first time, like definitely noticeably thinner. And I remember I had people also commenting like, oh my God, you were so much better before with your curves. Like you've lost your appeal. And like something just like went off in my head. I'm like, you know what? Like, when I was curvy, you said I would be so much better skinnier. And now that I'm skinnier, you're saying, and I'm like, you just can't. I just realized like no matter what.
You can't win.
Yeah. So I was just like, I'm going to just do what makes me happy and be whatever size I want to be at that time in my life.
When do you think the like Kim K body image trends like started? Do you think that helped your career? Or do you think it just made you feel more comfortable like being yourself?
I think so. That first year, I definitely had like a lot of shoots where I recreated some of Kim K's most iconic shoots, like that one that she was on the cover. I think it was like Paper Magazine with the champagne bottle on the back.
Oh yeah.
So I recreated that because obviously anytime you mention the Kardashians, and especially if it's like scandalous, it'll get picked up by TMZ. Mm-hmm. So I figured out like this like blueprint kind of. I'm like, okay, this seems to be working, whatever. So I think at that time it definitely helped that I was curvier and I had a big butt or whatever. And I would just, again, recreate some of these, like, not like I was copying her, but like I was like, oh, I'm paying homage to, you know, Kim K with my bare naked ass with a champagne bottle. And it would be like all over the place.
Yeah.
So it kind of like at that point worked for like getting me on the map a little bit more than if I was just like a stick figure, you know?
Yeah. Did you like do you think that you've like firsthand experienced like ED culture like yourself, or have you experienced friends like with eating disorders? Like how is that like?
I don't know. I don't think I know anyone with like a severe, like an actual eating disorder, but I definitely, I mean, you hear of like so many extreme methods of weight loss in LA. Like there was a period where a lot of girls were taking clenbuterol.
Oh yeah.
You know what that is?
What's the new one?
Ozempic.
Ozempic. Yeah. There was like a phase where all these girls in LA were getting really, really skinny, and supposedly like stylists were handing out these pills called clenbuterol, and it's basically its original use is to treat asthma in horses.
Oh my
but
God.
It was causing like extreme weight loss. Like, you know, when like Nicole Richie, Lindsay Lohan, Misha Barton, they all got like so thin. Mm-hmm. Allegedly, that's kind of what they were taking.
So it wasn't cocaine.
I'm sure a little bit.
Now it's ketamine. It's like, which horse medicine is going to be the next LA?
I know. Is it?
Yeah, that's scary.
I can't.
Yeah. So I've definitely heard of that. And then I'm trying to think. There's just like a million random things.
I will say it is like, I always had really like in college, I had a few friends that were just like so skinny, but in LA, it's just so casual for people to like after dinner be like, okay, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, like give me a minute, girl. And I'm like, I know what they're doing. They know I know what they're doing, and it's like so casual here, and like it really isn't like that anywhere else. But
for sure,
you know.
So when you lost weight after like first moving to LA, what did you feel pressured to do any of these things that other models were doing to lose weight, or was it?
No, because what it was is like I felt like I had gotten to a point where I was like sick of everyone kind of like talking about my boobs and my butt for like a minute, and I was just like, I want to be taken more seriously. Not like I wanted to like act or something, but I was like, I want people to like think I'm more than this, like, you know, whatever. And so it was kind of like a switch went off where I was just like in this, and I even all my shoots I did like way more like high fashion stuff. And then I kind of was like, I'm still like not, I don't feel like me. Yeah. I'm like, there has to be a way to like keep my curves, keep my whole like healthy kind of thing, but still like find a happy medium almost. So it was a little bit of just like a balancing act because I was still fairly new to LA and I was just like going through kind of a lot all at once. So I think it was more of just like a little crisis that I kind of went through and then came back to my own self.
Yeah.
But
do you have advice for girls who are starting off in the modeling industry and might feel like that pressure to lose weight quickly or?
Yeah, I mean, again, like when I first started, I remember one of the things I constantly heard was like, how do you think you're going to be a model? Models are like a size 2. And I'm like, I'm not trying to be a model. I'm trying to be famous. Like, duh. Unless you're a Victoria's Secrets model, you're not really like a household name.
Yeah, unless a supermodel.
Yeah, like exactly. Most of the models that are with agencies are basically just hangers for clothing designers.
Exactly.
You know, so I was like, I don't want to be like that.
Yeah, I saw a TikTok that was like, this guy who had like a really gorgeous face, and he was like, I'm not getting booked for anything because I have a really pretty face and it's pulling away from the clothes. Yeah. Like they literally just want like skeletons on the runway. Exactly. Like that's all they want.
They want the clothes to be the focus, not the gorgeous model behind it, kind of. So obviously,
and they want supermodels to bring attention so people care about their shows, and then everyone else is literally just a hanger.
Yeah, and especially that's why they hire the actual household names for the campaigns and the billboards, the Gigi Hadids, the Kendall Jenners, because everyone's gonna be like, oh, that's Kendall Jenner and she's wearing a Tom Ford suit in the billboard, but like they're not gonna, you know, put an 18-year-old Russian model that nobody knows behind a Versace bathing suit on Sunset Boulevard. Yeah, you know,
won't catch anyone's attention.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I remember like we were talking about last time Mackenzie and I were both here about your old makeup artist talking about your body. Have you ever had any other similar situations like that in person? I know you said online, but like that is crazy and like so LA. Yeah.
He was definitely the worst. And then I remember this one photographer who I don't even think he's like working anymore. He was originally from New York and he was out here and I had him shoot me and I really liked his work. So then for my calendar in 2016, I think, my fantasy calendar, I hired him. We like flew him out, paid him, all this stuff. And the whole time he was like talking shit to me about one of my other friends who's a model. And I was like, this is like very unprofessional. And it just kind of gave me like the whatever. So I had my manager at the time write up like an NDA after the shoot because I just had like a weird feeling. And then sure enough, like 2 weeks later, another girl was like, oh my God, do you still work with the guy? He's like the worst. He was like talking so much shit about you, saying like, you Photoshop your pictures so much and you're like huge and like all this stuff. And I'm like, I literally knew, like I just had like a feeling, not like the NDA prevented him from speaking about me, but I don't even know like if he, I don't even think he's like working anymore.
Is he also gay?
No, he was actually straight.
Whoa!
Yeah, he was straight.
Oh my God, that's a win for the gay community. At least one of them was like...
I know, right?
I feel like photographers honestly get the worst rap. Like they are... I always hear those
some of them are just like
horror stories about photographers. Like they're so sus, especially like straight guys, obviously.
Yeah.
Shooting beautiful women. Like,
oh my God, yeah.
But have you like dealt with online hate when it comes to your body? I know you mentioned it, but even people like assuming you Photoshop pictures, like how do you combat that? Because I will say, before we met Abigail, we were like, there's no way she looks like this in person because you're so beautiful. We were like, there's no chance. And then we met you, and I remember me and Jordan looked at each other and we were like, she looks even prettier in person. God. Like, that's unreal.
Thanks, guys.
So do you get like upset when people assume you Photoshop your pictures?
I mean, I do Photoshop my pictures. Like,
yeah, everyone does.
Yeah, but I don't look
like a different person.
Yeah, you don't look that different whatsoever.
Yeah.
And mainly, yeah, I would say like I smooth skin, you know, just make everything look like more, you know, Instagram worthy. But there definitely are some cases where there's like, it looks like a totally different person, you know, not me, but I'm,
yeah.
But,
other people.
So I was always like, why am I getting so much hate? And then there used to be those, I don't know if they still exist, but those like hate pages that are like Instagram versus real life. And those are so stupid. Like they claim to be helping mental health because it's like, we go to show you that these like girls with all these millions of followers like aren't perfect in real life, but then they're actually bashing the girl in the comments. And I'm like, how is this like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You're tearing down one girl to bring up another.
Yeah.
I like the TikToks where it's like girls showing themselves like really gorgeous and then like taking off the filter and like showing like when they're like bent over in a certain way and it's like they can show you, but if someone else is like trying to expose you, it's like, damn.
But do you ever get like, I feel like if I were you, I'd get so upset if like people always assumed I'd Photoshop my picture. I'd be like, I'm real, guys. Like, do you ever get like frustrated with that? Like,
no, there was like a period where there was these, you know what it was? I think it was somebody, it was when the iCloud hack, there was some photos there that were on my phone that I think I had taken of myself that were like really unflattering or something, or I forget, but those were also used on those Instagram pages, like Instagram versus real life. And everyone's like, oh my God, like how does this picture even exist? And so it's like her iCloud was hacked, but it was like a really unflattering. I don't even know why I had it on my phone. But I'm like, what kind of like weird sick person? Like,
honestly, props to you because that is some traumatizing shit.
Yeah.
Like even if I didn't have bad pictures, if my iCloud got hacked, period, I would be in jail. Like not actually, but like, do you know what I mean? Like if someone saw my texts with my friends, like, oh my God.
I know, right?
Did they get your text or just pictures?
My texts were not released. But my phone book was, and I had a lot of like famous people's numbers.
Oh my God.
I know, and I think they were getting like, because I was on the Reddit forum of like the discussion, and people were like, "Oh my God, that actually is blah blah blah's number. I just called it."
That's crazy.
I know, and I was like, "Oh my God, I don't want these people like mad at me."
Did anybody like find out?
No, I don't think like, because it wasn't like that.
Yeah, if you have to go to Reddit to find it.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh my God, please."
What year did that happen in?
2018.
Oh, so that wasn't. I'm like, that wasn't too long ago. It was like 5 years ago.
Yeah. No, 2018 feels like yesterday.
I was like, it was 2 years ago, seriously.
It really does. I forget that we're in 2023.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we were just talking about the Kardashian stuff, but like with the whole body positivity moment right now with like Lizzo and like people like that who are making shapewear brands for plus size girls, like how do you feel about like the new body positivity movement? Because I feel like there was a small one with Kim and now there's like an even larger one.
I think now it's definitely getting a lot better, especially in the last couple of years, and especially I feel like the backlash that Victoria's Secrets faced when they claimed like they weren't going with that and they wanted to maintain this fantasy of these like supermodels, and they basically were just like completely canceled.
Okay, how do you feel about that though? Because when they did say, okay, we're not going to do plus size models because we're trying to do this fantasy where people are not even people, the angels are supposed to be not attainable. They're supposed to be like these literal angels. Like, do you feel like that's offensive, or were you like whatever about it?
I think that the problem was that they didn't even really have any plus size models in their magazine. I think maybe the fashion show, okay, whatever, keep with the angels, because it's like, that's like the Olympics of like modeling, where these girls prepare all year and it's known for the OG supermodels like Adriana, you know what I mean? Like in their, I don't think they still do it now, but so I get it, maybe keep the show like that, but they for sure needed to be way more inclusive just with their entire brand, their ads, their catalogs. Like that was so outdated and really needed a rebranding. But just the person, the guy, the Ed Razek, I think his name was, the way that he delivered that message was just, I mean, horrible.
I know. And now they have plus size models and like everything. and they're relevant again.
Yeah.
Just because they made that like one little change. Yeah. And now they're relevant again.
Like Kat from Euphoria.
Yeah. How do you think LA has influenced your relationship with self-love?
I think, let me think, with self-love, I feel like honestly, as I've gotten older, I've just learned to kind of like, again, I'm almost like, okay, this is like the way that I am at this point. Like I've lost a lot of weight in the last year, but I've done it like healthy. And it's like, I want to be this size. It has nothing to do with outside influence. I just feel my healthiest. I really gave up like a lot of bad habits that I had this last year. Mainly like drinking a lot. I was drinking a ton of wine during COVID, packed on weight, was eating like Uber Eats all the time. And this last year, I really kind of stopped like all of that. So I feel like I do like the fact that LA offers so many healthy options. Like whenever I go anywhere else, there's nowhere near as close to many like gluten-free places or just like, you know what I mean?
And it's closed at 10 p.m. or like 9. Yeah.
So I really do like that aspect where everybody here is like very kind of health conscious. But I feel like you kind of need to just keep your head on straight because no matter what, people will always tell you you should be one way or another. And because I remember also people used to tell me to go blonde. They're like, you would be and I'm like, what?
What are you talking about?
I'm like, I will never be blonde.
I can't even picture you blonde.
Like, no matter what, there's always going to be people that say that you should be doing something else, you know, to be more famous or more or whatever. And it's like, you just kind of have to have your head on straight and just know who you are.
So self-love for you is more about feeling healthy than anything else.
And just kind of like sticking to your own plan for your body, your soul, everything, and not listening to outside voices.
Oh, yeah. So just the general pop culture topic, do you think like recently it's been negatively affecting people's body image? Because I know like there's the big trend of like body positivity, but overall, do you think it's making people feel like worse about themselves or?
Because I was going to say in contrast to the body positivity thing, there's also the flip side where someone who used to be curvy like Kim Kardashian has now lost a shit ton of weight, and people are saying Kylie Jenner got her BBL removed. Is it becoming trendy to be skinny again? As if bodies can be trendy. It's like a crazy thing to say, but like that's how the media is like making it out to be.
Right.
Yeah, I think that that's so bizarre, but it really does exist, especially outside of LA, because here I guess maybe we are influenced by it, but like me being like, okay, I lost weight this last year has nothing to do with the fact that Kim and Khloe lost weight. Yeah. Right. Where somebody maybe in middle America who was like saving up for a BBL for a year is suddenly like, you know what? No, now thin is in. I'm going to go that way. And it's like, you have to kind of, I don't know. I feel like to be swayed that easily by these trends, especially when it's something as like it should be permanent, your body. But people are just seeing it as like, you know, oh, this is in now. Let's drop 40 pounds with like, you know.
I have a crazy remark to make because I saw this somewhere and I don't think it's true. But people were saying that they think that the Kardashians are getting rid of their BBLs and becoming skinny because getting a BBL has become attainable. Like like people in middle America are now getting BBLs. Like, have you seen those pictures on Twitter of like flights coming back from Miami and like everyone on the flight
is covered in their BBL?
Yeah. And people are like, I'm assuming joking, but they're saying, I mean, I wouldn't put it past Miss Kimberly Noel, but people are saying that because BBLs are so attainable now, like normal people are getting them, that celebrities don't want them anymore because.
That's so funny.
I also saw a theory that because they're like starting to target like white moms more and because they're like starting to age a little bit, like Kourtney never got BBL because she's like selling vitamins and like stuff like that, and Khloe kind of got rid of it. Kylie's doing like baby stuff, like trying to sell baby clothes and items like that.
Oh, that is true.
Also another theory.
They're trying to relate to moms more.
Yeah,
and they're like really, especially in the last couple years, Kim has like really elevated her fashion sense, like since she was with Kanye basically. But now she's gone from, you know, reality TV, curvy girl in like the bandage dresses in Vegas with like, you know, to now sitting front row with like everybody huge in Paris. And I feel like that BBL like over accentuated look kind of doesn't fit that aesthetic.
Right. And it's like because they have so much money, they can just change.
Yeah.
It seems like
they can make their body a trend.
Yeah. Because like the A24 like Mia Goth look is so in, and it's very like heroin chic, like you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like I think that's like totally.
Kate Moss, like
cigarette, cocaine.
Like that is becoming trendy. So the Fashion Nova fashion is kind of going away. And so are the BBLs are going away with it.
For sure.
Yeah, it's really insane to watch. What do you Sorry, let me reword this.
I also think big boobs are coming back.
Yeah, totally. What is that?
I said I think big boobs are coming back.
Oh yeah,
you know how it was like trendier to have like a big butt? Everyone on my TikTok For You page right now are getting fake boobs.
Like Sydney Sweeney.
Everybody is getting a boob job.
Yeah.
So
I love that.
I feel like I've seen that too.
Trend forecast.
When it comes to like keeping yourself mentally grounded, are there any like actual practices that you take, like things that you've learned, like okay, getting up early is gonna help me to like stay mentally clear the whole day, or like things like that?
Yeah, definitely. I actually spoke about this last week and like touched on it a little bit with the mental health episode. But I feel like, especially me, because I really struggle with anxiety, and I know that one of my triggers is when I feel rushed and when I feel unprepared. And I realized that those two things are completely in my control, because I could prepare myself the night before, lay out my outfits, print like my little to-do list, whatever. And then
get glam at 7 a.m.
Do my makeup before the sun comes up. And then also being rushed really kind of comes down to me procrastinating in the morning and maybe like going on social media and then realizing, holy shit, I only have 30 minutes to get ready now. It's like those things are all in my control. So when you kind of like decide, okay, let me get up earlier. I prepared my look the night before. I have everything, because like you don't know, a million things could happen in the morning that you're not planning. Yeah. But I feel like the more prepared you are, you could kind of just be like, oh, it's okay. Just roll with the punches. I'm already dressed. For me, that's huge. And also, I like to journal. I like to do my little 5-minute gratitude journal every single day. Just these things that kind of give you a sense of like accomplishing the day before you really even start your, day. Gives you a sense of like, okay, I got it. I could handle whatever kind of comes my way.
Yeah, gratitude has literally helped me so much, because like it subconsciously trains you how to like look for good things during the day, so you're not constantly like, oh, that fucking sucks. Like, you know what I mean? Just like easier like roll off your back.
Yeah, if you're in a negative headspace, then everything's gonna be bad the whole
you start
day.
Spiraling.
Right. Yeah. Like you not liking your hair, that could be the end of your day, and then everything else after that can be like bad, because you're just like in a bad mood because of one like little thing that didn't have to ruin your day, but it could.
For sure. Oh, and then there's this app that I've been listening to every single morning. It's the Superhuman app. It's the best. There's literally a meditation for everything. So I'll put it on when I'm in the shower, and I'll just play it in my bathroom. Like you could put on a 20-minute morning positive affirmation while you're in the shower, and it's like, today is going to be an amazing day. Think of everything like that you are grateful for, the warm bed that you slept in, your lights were like, just like these things that you don't even think about, like your electricity working, your healthy feet that got you up like out of your bed, and you're like, you know what, like
because you never think
your
about,
9 million followers. Sorry,
no,
your OnlyFans with all those guys that jerk off.
No, but it's like
your subscribers.
You don't like think about like, oh my god, there's someone just like me, but they don't have like a right hand, and like it's harder for them to like make food in the morning. Like there's so many like little things to be grateful for, like just on their own. Like, it's like
the hot water that you're taking a shower with.
Yeah.
Or do you ever get sick and then regret any time you've ever taken for granted that you weren't sick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think about that so often.
Right.
I always try to like, when I'm listing off things I'm grateful for, I always try to list off health, because like when that goes, nothing else, like it doesn't matter how anything else is doing. Like,
I mean, you were sick for a year pretty much.
Oh my God, I know. Even then it was like the smallest things, like me being like, I would literally do anything right now to be able to walk downstairs without holding onto the steps and taking 20 minutes to go down. Like,
so do you think about it a lot now, where you like maybe like don't want to work out or you don't want to like do something? Are you like, oh, a year ago I couldn't do that?
I look back at my because I have like a lot of journals and different things, and I keep them in this one drawer in my bedroom. And whenever that happens, I'll look back at my journal from like this time last year where it's like, holy shit, like remember like these like promises that you told God, like, God, I promise I won't procrastinate if you just get me back on my feet again. Like I won't take advantage of all the opportunities you've given to me. And I'm like, okay, get up, like go.
Let's go.
Yeah, not that it was like a good thing that happened, obviously, but like it gives you perspective.
You need that.
Did it take you a while to like look back and be grateful for that, like mentally, or were you like able to in the moment be like, okay, I get it?
In the moment, it was just so difficult because like I didn't know if there was like an end goal, like an end in sight. Like again, it wasn't like a sprained ankle or like a broken bone. It was just like I don't know when the hell this is gonna like be back to normal. But it was kind of just like, okay, I know that there's a light at the end of this tunnel and I know that there's a lesson in this and like whatever it is, you know, you got to just kind of go with it and like figure out, you know, what it's trying to teach you and how you figure like you learn how strong you are in times like that. So
do you practice like specifically manifesting and stuff like that? Or are you more like into meditation and journaling?
Kind of definitely I am heavy into like manifesting for sure. I have this list that I printed out that I keep in like a vinyl display. So as soon as I wake up when I do like my journal and then I pray, I read over all these things. It's like I'm exactly where I'm meant to be at this point in my life. Yep. Everything that, you know what I mean? It's like 20 things that I just like say to myself. But yeah, I really believe in like the power of kind of speaking everything into existence.
Can you think of something like off the top of your head that you'd like think that you genuinely like manifested?
Oh my God.
Because I know some people will say like on TikTok, they'll be like, oh, I manifested this person into my life. Like they'll write down like a person they envision themselves with and then they like meet their partner and they like realize that they like kind of accidentally manifested exactly what they wanted.
Really? I don't know if I've ever manifested a person.
Should we manifest a man for you on this podcast? 6'4".
Yeah, literally. Wait, how tall are you?
5'8".
5'8". Do you think I'm 5'8"?
I think we talk about this every episode.
I know. I always forget.
Do you think I'm 5'8"?
I'm like, shit.
David, you and I are the same height and I'm 5'2".
You're not. I'm not 5'2". I think I'm like 5'7".
You're like 4 inches taller than me.
Yeah.
I'll give you 5'6".
Yeah, that's fair. Wait, so you... Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Oh, no, I was going to say, plus I feel like 5'8" on a guy feels like it's like 5'5" on a girl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Thank God I'm gay. And like I'm happy being like petite.
You're a little girl.
Just get those Tom Cruise like platform shoes he wears.
Wait, isn't it crazy that like most big actors are really short?
I know.
I saw Leo DiCaprio at the Stella McCartney event like 2 weeks ago. I was shocked.
Really?
Absolutely shocked out of my mind.
I
was
saw
like
him a couple years ago, but I thought he was
well, actually
no, he was sitting down when I saw him.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah,
Is he short?
Yeah. Really? Also, like all like the little girl pop stars. I'm like Sabrina Carpenter is like 4'11".
She's literally 4'11".
Oh yeah, you could tell.
Like insane.
I'd want to be a tall girl like Kendall Jenner, how she towers over her whole family.
Like
I would want to be her over like all of the shorties.
Yeah. Kylie's tall though too, right? Kylie's like 5'7", I think.
Yeah, she's probably the same height as you.
Yeah, she's probably like around my height.
Yeah. Wait, have we talked about Andrew Tate on this podcast?
I don't think so.
You like? What are your thoughts on him?
He's the worst. His brother was DMing me on Instagram before they got like raided in wherever.
Yeah,
Romania.
didn't they get arrested and detained?
Yeah, Are they still?
They have to be in jail. I don't know.
Wait, his brother who got detained was DMing you?
Yeah.
What was he saying?
You're gorgeous. Do you ever come to London or something? I'm like, not really. Why? He's like, oh, I would love to. What if they were gonna? No, they wouldn't traffic me.
No,
That's
but
so
did you
stupid.
see that was like? I was just gonna say that.
I'm like, I feel like I'm like too known to be like trafficked.
They wouldn't traffic me. I'm too known.
Did you see like?
Wait, what's his brother's name? Sorry.
It was like being proven wrong, or like there was like the allegations were like.
Oh yeah, they said like the people like set him up or something.
I still hate them. I don't care. Like he's so gross.
Yeah, he's still
Tristan Tate.
Tristan, that's what it was.
Oh,
Anyone named Tristan,
yeah,
you know, is just
Tristan,
skis.
Tristan with a T last name.
It's just something with a name.
Did you? Because you know his whole like high value man thing.
Oh, I know. I love it.
Wait, do you think there's a
no,
high?
I love the fact that if this whole thing is true and like these girls set him up, that it like crumbles his entire like idea of like women are like, you know what I mean? And it's like you were literally taken down by like 3 girls.
No,
that
literally, like completely. Yeah, I honestly respect some scammers. Like,
I know.
This is scamming, so. I mean, yeah, he did hustle.
Yeah,
really hard. So I liked your transition into. We were gonna ask you, what do you think makes a high value woman?
Oh, I feel like a high value woman is someone who kind of like knows her worth but doesn't come off as being like, she doesn't need to really like remind people of it, like, but her actions show people, like the way she carries herself, the way she treats people, the way that she dresses, the way that she speaks. She doesn't diminish her shine to like make other people feel comfortable, but she's not, I feel like it's like a quiet confidence. It's not like, I'm a queen, you better, you know what I mean? Because that's kind of more like a masculine trait.
That's Andrew Tate's version of a high value man was like the puffed chest and his bald head.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really interesting to me to see like some celebrities, like I feel like Nicki Minaj is like so masculine with her presentation of like, I don't know how I feel about it. Like I used to like live for it, but looking back, I'm like, it's a little aggressive and like, do you know what I'm saying?
No, for sure. I feel like there's definitely, that's like the key to compatibility and chemistry is polarity. So if you're a really like dominant female, you usually will attract a male who's more laid back and like a beta male.
Yeah.
If you are a feminine, really feminine and playful and like stuff like that, you usually will have a man that wants to like provide for you. Not provide.
Do you believe in like the alpha male persona that Andrew Tate talks about a lot?
Well, he's just the worst. It's like,
I know, I guess he's a bad example.
Yeah, it's
but
like sometimes it's like the right message but the wrong messenger, and it just gets completely lost because you're like, okay, you lost me at like the second point because you're just so unlikable.
Like, he was talking about these different tiers of guys, and I was like, okay, look, I don't think it's true, but there's like some things where it's like there's like whatever term he had for like men who are laid back and like let people like walk all over them. Like that is a thing for sure.
Yeah.
Beta
like,
male.
Yeah, beta males, like that totally is a thing.
Yeah.
But then sometimes beta males can be good because like they'll still stick up for you, but like they're not like in your face and like yelling at you. Do you know what I'm saying?
I know. The idea to me of an alpha male, it sounds so fucking cringy. Like I just like, it makes my skin crawl.
The most unsexy thing of all time. Like I
think
cannot.
There's like multiple. It's not just like alpha and beta. Like there's like alpha that's like very much like aggressive in your face, and then there's like alpha that's kind of laid back and like passive.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like there's different, I feel like tiers of people.
What's like your type?
I would probably like an alpha, but that's a little bit laid back.
Who's like not
crazy.
Like
controlling and like
not like doesn't want like a submissive like woman who does like nothing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I still want to have my own stuff, but have you know.
Yeah, I still can't tell the dynamic between Beyonce and Jay-Z. Because
that
she's
is so random.
Do you know, but do you know what I'm saying? Like she's kind of masculine, but he's also kind of masculine, but I feel like he's more laid back.
I feel like she's more masculine than he is.
Do you notice with J-Lo and Ben Affleck, she's more alpha, and he, with her, becomes very, like, passive, where in his other relationship...
He was more alpha.
Yeah, because he's the polarity. Like, one person needs to kind of... And that's how it always is. If you have two people that are, like, both trying to kind of be number one, it won't work.
I wonder,
that makes sense.
I wonder if that makes him feel like any subconscious resentment because he feels like he needs to like, you know.
They won't last.
Yeah.
Isn't this their second time getting married?
It's not even like true love. I feel like they're like, well, we're both like 60 and not married. Let's like, you know.
I mean, she has to be the problem, right? She's been married how many times?
For sure. She can't be alone.
Yeah.
Like, what happened between her and A-Rod?
I don't know.
I don't either.
Like he was like messaging somebody. I don't know. But it never, I don't know.
Yeah, there's like...
Because they were like combined their families. Like they were married.
That is so harmful to the kids. Like if you're with someone and the kids are already entangled.
Like, my mom's married again. I have a new sibling every year.
She just switches them out.
Yeah, and Ben Affleck has kids too.
Yeah, there's like a thing, I swear, all of my friends' moms, we like tested this because we were like, this is a weird coincidence. My mom and all of my friends' moms like hate J-Lo, and I don't know why.
I don't really, I mean,
I like her music, and I love like, Selena.
Don't think that anyone likes J-Lo.
Yeah.
What is that about?
I don't know. I haven't heard a single person say like nice things about her ever.
Yeah, I heard she's like really difficult.
And I heard she's a bitch.
Yeah. Who's the lady that used to sing for her? And it was like a secret when she first came out. She wasn't singing her own songs.
I don't know.
It was like Aaliyah.
You always come in with new information.
No, like it's a thing. I saw it on TikTok, so it's real.
I read it on TikTok. My news outlet.
I know people that have like worked for her in like different beauty things, and they said she'll like schedule people to come to her house, or her assistants will, at like 7:00, and she'll have them waiting till like 11.
Oh my god!
They're like, you could have just told us to come at 11. Like, we have other clients that we have to go see for like different beauty treatments and stuff. You know what I mean? But
someone I know working on the Rihanna stuff said that the first 2 weeks of Super Bowl, she wasn't showing up until like 5 hours into rehearsal. And I think you can kind of tell.
You know who I heard is a disaster to work with? Saweetie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything
From,
about
like, hair
her.
and makeup people. That's like, she just gets up a million times, is like FaceTiming people, takes breaks to like order food, and like everybody will be waiting for like 2 hours.
That's so
just
messed up.
And she's not like mean, but
right.
Just,
there should be like a forum for makeup artists and like photographers and like people who work with celebrities just to talk shit about these people.
I know.
And like share their experiences, because I feel like that always ends up coming out. Or like, like I've heard that before about JLo, that she's like super shitty and difficult to work with.
Did you see her rider?
No, what is it? Yeah.
It's like the list that they require everywhere that they go on tour.
Oh my god!
Needs to be stacked. You need to Google it because it's too.
Hers.
It's literally
everyone has one, but like, you know what I mean? Like, I
think it's like super
for like Tara's tour.
There's like 400 products on it.
Are you kidding?
Oh my god!
It's the craziest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. It looks like.
At that point, though, in your fame, do you think that it's warranted?
I mean, this was just like extreme for even a JLo level of a person. It was just like so long, so elaborate, so specific, like white candles, like
oh my god, I'm looking at it. White room, white flowers, white tables, white tablecloths, white drapes, white candles, white couches, no catering in the actual dressing room except for beverages.
And then there's products, about 200 products. Like it's like
oh my god.
It's like La Mer moisturizer, something specific spray tan.
And this is for when she goes on tour?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
You have to just Google it because you'll never be able to like repeat it to her.
That is insane.
It's crazy.
What do you think about like the Madonna re-up tour? Like she's going on like a greatest hits tour.
Terrible.
Yeah,
I was just having this conversation with somebody today. One of my girlfriends sent me that photo of like her face or whatever.
Yeah, and she was like, the puffiness went down from surgery.
And I'm like, I don't know what it is about her in the last like 2-3 years that made her go from like this icon status to meme-worthy Madonna. Like
it's embarrassing.
Remember she was like in the fight with like 50 Cent online and stuff, and it's like, I don't know, she's like lost it a little bit, and she needs to kind of like
be a legend.
Just be like an icon, you know?
Yeah.
Try to like face morph these like filters onto you where you don't even look like the same person anymore.
Yeah, I respect like the new generation of social media, obviously, because I literally work with them every single day. But like,
love you guys.
There's something that's like so diminishing to an icon's career when they're like reaching out publicly and being like, "Hey, like Charli D'Amelio, do a dance to my song." It's like, oh my god, like you already got your heyday. Like,
yeah. Why can't like older celebrities just put it to rest?
You don't need to be a 60-year-old pop icon making music still. Like, no one wants to hear it. It's always bad and it always ruins your catalog.
Same with JLo. Like, there's no reason she needs to be performing still.
No.
Yeah,
like give it a rest. Take care of your.
You've made the
kids.
money. Like,
and I feel like
focus on your marriage.
Transition into other things. Like you don't always need to be performing at the Super Bowl with like a leotard on until you're 55 years old. Like it's like the time for that. Like wouldn't you rather your last time doing that be when you're like your prime?
Yeah,
you look amazing. Then move on to the next thing. Maybe direct films or go into like skincare. You know, like there's always like you could always evolve, and it doesn't have to be the same.
But speaking of like Madonna, how do you feel about plastic surgery, like overall, and also people's like not unwillingness to age nowadays? Like people are so scared to age. Especially someone like Madonna.
With women in Hollywood, it's just you're damned if you do. You're like, if you do get surgery, people talk shit about you. If you don't get it, like Sarah Jessica Parker in the last revival of Sex and the City, where she looked like a woman her age. She hasn't gotten a facelift or anything like that, and people were like, "Oh my god, she looks so old." They're like, "No, she actually looks like her age. You're just used to seeing Nicole Kidman's face that's like doesn't move." I mean, again, Nicole Kidman's drop dead gorgeous, but people always talk about her saying that she's frozen and all this stuff, and it's like, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't kind of. And it really is like, I feel like there's really no correct answer. Just maybe do what makes you happy, but kind of examine your motives for doing it. Like, is this something that I'm doing because I just want to feel like a boost of confidence? I want to feel my best. That's good. But if you start to kind of find that it's like a slippery slope and it's like once you're done with one thing, you're picking on another thing, then maybe, you know,
I feel like that's the case for a lot of young women, is that they'll be like, if I just get my lips done, I'll feel so good about myself. And then they get their lips done and they're like, now that my lips are done,
if my eyes were a little higher,
if my nose was a little bit smaller, like I'd feel a little bit better. And it kind of creates this ongoing cycle of like, I need to fix everything about myself.
For sure. Yeah, and also especially when they get these things done to look specifically like these people that they follow, like the Bella Hadid like cat eye lift.
Yeah, it's a trend.
The buccal fat removal, like that is terrifying.
Yeah.
Have you seen like the like re-up of like Silver Lake girls smoking cigarettes that are like 90 pounds with no face fat? Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like so recent, but they'll have like bows in their hair. It's like very like coquette, like. It's really interesting.
They have no facial fat?
Like no facial fat. And like,
Well, and once you get rid of that buccal fat, you can't get it back. No. Like your face, and once you age, you're going to look like
you need that when you're skeleton. Old. Like when you're like 90, you need buccal fat. Like it's like.
Even way before that.
Yeah.
You might like how it looks when you're like in your 20s and you don't have that chubby like face. But when you get to like late 30s, early 40s, you'll be like dying to have a little bit of cushion there and it's gone.
It's crazy to think that people are just like seeing it as a trend and they just up and they're like, okay, I'm gonna go get it. Like, and a lot of these like little surgeries aren't like super expensive. So like they are like, they can be affordable to people. So like they're just getting them.
More accessible and easier to get than like.
Yeah.
But even like on the BBL like removal thing with the Kardashians, Kylie Jenner got all of her like face filler removed and she looks 30 years old.
Yeah.
Like it's
crazy. Is crazy seeing like when people get it so young, seeing how like stretched out their faces will get, like not shaming and saying that's bad, but it's like really interesting to see like how like, I don't know, not like droopy, but like you can see that someone had like lip filler since the age of 15.
Right. And I think Kylie's like maybe a year older than me. And I swear she looks like she's like
10 years older.
Right.
Yeah.
And I just can't imagine like all the younger girls who like looked up to her and was like, oh, I need to get lip filler at 18 years old. Like I even thought that. I was like, I want lip filler. And now I'm like, I'm so glad I never
didn't get
it at such a young age.
Yeah. And especially because again, they all have the money and the means and the access that if they don't like it, they could get it reversed. And even then you could still notice, but they still have they're in the best hands to get them the best results. So these other girls who are from just, you know, Wisconsin, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and they want to look like Kylie Jenner, and they do all like whatever, then they
look like Kylie Jenner.
They look like Caitlyn Jenner. But then they're like, okay, now I look crazy and I look 20 years older than I am, but I don't have the $1 billion bank account to fix it. So
and Kylie, even like dissolving everything, like she still doesn't look like as great as she used to, and I'm like, you have all that money and like you still like
like fix it, please like just fix it.
Back to Kylie.
Well, before we close out, do you want to give any final like regards or advice to people struggling with body image, anything like that?
I'm trying to think. Also talking about like examining your motives, like we just said. Another thing with social media, I mean, obviously I use mine because it's now my career, my business and everything. But a lot of people, I feel like I constantly see comments like, you're not a good role model. I don't really see them that much anymore, but like to women and stuff. And I've never really used social media in that way, like compared myself to other people. But if you're just a normal person who subscribes to all these girls who are models or like these fitness girls or Fashion Nova models, whatever, just know that like that's a lot of smoke and mirrors. Like I Photoshop my stuff. This is like, I didn't wake up like this. And what I put out there has been tweaked, altered, face tuned, sent in a group chat to my
to get advice. I was
see
just
if anything behind me is curving. Is the door behind me morphed?
Oh my god, I posted. Yeah, I've done that before.
So like also know that like Instagram is not real life. Like speaking for myself, I like things to look perfect before I put them out. And again, like half these people that do the whole like fitness thing. I've even heard they're not 100% natural. The ones that claim that they are, I don't know for sure, but just kind of take everything with like a grain of salt and look at the people who you're following. Make sure that they aren't making you feel bad about yourself. Like you're not, you know, comparing yourself to these unreal images that you see on social media. And yeah, just kind of watch what you're consuming every day, like visually, because you don't want to have social media have like a negative effect on your body image or your mental health, because there's only one of you. So
yeah, if you're following someone who makes you feel bad about yourself, unfollow them.
Yeah.
Like, it's never worth it, like, thinking about yourself that way. No. Everyone Facetunes, everyone Photoshops. Yeah. People only put their best self on the internet. Nobody's putting their worst moments on there.
Yeah, it's
you're not filming every time you're having a breakdown or you're having a bad hair day or you're whatever. Like, you're only putting your best self out there, and everyone else is doing that. Yeah. Like, I guess that's probably why TikTok is so popular now, is because people are starting to show their true self a little bit more and being like a less filtered, perfect version of themselves, whereas Instagram's so just like
I saw someone
beautiful, perfect.
There's like a trend to do a get ready with me to go break up with my boyfriend. Have you seen that? I've seen like 3 of them now.
We should make Abigail do a get ready with me, like when she comes in to film at like 12 and has to start really getting ready honestly. Like 5 hours before because she has glam come to her house. I would want to see that.
Help me with that stuff.
Yeah, that'd be so funny. You would look crazy if I helped you with glam.
No, she means filming.
No, crazy.
She means filming.
That would be really funny.
We should glam it.
That you would actually look. Mackenzie would like slay you. I would make you look. My
makeup
mom
challenge.
Like when I was little, I was like, "Can I do your makeup?" And my mom like let me do it. And my sisters, and they were like, "Oh my god, like this is not a talent of yours. Like let's."
That would be actually a funny episode.
I know.
We should like have my team get me ready for my podcast. Yeah. And I brought in like a photo like for inspo. Yeah. Like of like Kylie, like how like Ariel did her makeup, and I'm like.
We'd have to have like, you know how Kylie does like the drunk makeup? Yes. We should do that one day.
Oh my god, wait, speaking of
we should make Jordan do it.
Really quick side note. I like saw him out with his friends in WeHo.
What's his BBL?
Yeah, I don't like not to shame anybody ever. Like I was just really shocked. I was like, whoa. Is this like off the camera? Well, it doesn't matter. I was just like shocked to see how it looks in person.
Yeah.
It's not everyone how
BBLs
they look online.
Are like getting scary.
Yeah,
like
it's like terrifying.
People's bodies are like, and it's scary because now when people are going to like these cheaper places, it's like it doesn't even look good because you can tell. Like the whole point of getting BBL is so it's like your own fat and it like looks more natural, and it's like
the scariest thing now is the ass shots that like all these girls are getting. There's this lady, I think she was like in jail
Tana gets
for 2
those.
years.
I saw a video.
That's off camera.
No, that's on camera.
That's on camera.
She's like made a video about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one lady goes around. She's done like some people that I know, and she does their butt injections like in their house.
Oh my god.
And she was in jail for like 2
hours. She gave free injections and got out early.
What would they inject them with?
It's called PMMA. It's like silicone. It's like liquid silicone. But like you could have like major. I mean, I've seen girls who have it, and some of them look really good. But they look good now. I don't know what happens like a couple years from now.
Right.
But it could harden. It could turn like it could make turn into skin necrosis, which is like dead. I think it's when your tissue.
Oh my god. Nicki Minaj got that.
What's like your limit with plastic surgery? Like, what would you like? What's the most extreme thing you would get done?
Honestly, I would never do anything to my face besides my lips. I haven't touched my face with anything. Face stuff scares me. Everyone always thinks I have my nose done. I never have. I'm like,
yeah, you just have contour and highlight.
Honestly, at this point, I would never do anything again to my body. And this is I forgot to talk about this. So obviously, I've had my boobs done a couple times. A couple years ago. Oh, that's another thing. So when I first had them done, I had an 800cc, which is huge.
Yeah.
That's massive. That's when I first started my career. And I was like, I know what I need to do. Okay, I'm going to have massive, big boobs.
Were you super young?
Yeah, I think I was like 21 when I had
oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I was an A cup. Everyone thinks I had big boobs. I was like as flat as a board.
Really? See, we always thought that your boobs were real.
I know.
I think we talked about that in an episode before because like they look real. They don't look fake.
Yeah, and I got them done, and then I just got like a lot of attention right away because I was starting like the modeling stuff, and then whatchamacallit, after like 2 years, that's when I hated my like thickness and everything. Yeah. And I had a breast reduction. And I got them like way smaller, and that's when I lost a lot of weight and everything. And then I kind of missed them. So then I went back to like a 500cc. And now this is where I like learned my lesson. So that was like a good size, but the one was like a little bit bigger than the other. So I went to get them evened out. And then this caused me to get issues. I don't know if I was working with you guys yet at this point. This is like right before COVID. But I got this issue with them called capsular contracture, where it's like the scar tissue wraps around the implant like a spider web almost.
Oh, shit.
And it causes them to get like extremely hard. And it could happen to one or both. Mine just kept coming back in the one. So for like a year and a half, I couldn't do any shoots because it came back 3 times.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, and it was because I was like OCD. Like, I want them to be even.
Yeah.
This one's a little bit bigger. And the doctor's like, are you sure? I don't think you need to get it redone. And I'm like, no, I do. And then it came back. And then they can't operate for 6 months. So I had to wait 6 months with one boob that was like a softball. It was rock hard.
Oh, my God.
And then he redid it. And then it came back
Was
again.
it painful?
It just feels tight. It just feels really tight. But it was like, oh, my God. I was like, I learned my lesson. Like,
never touching them again.
Yeah, like, and it was honestly like a big wake up call. Like, don't mess with things that, you know, are just like a little bit maybe.
That's crazy because I follow a girl on TikTok who literally just got her boobs done, and then a couple months later realized that one of them was barely smaller, and she just got them done again.
I know, and it's so stupid. I'm like, I would never touch it. So at this point, I'm like, I don't ever want anything, you know,
done to your body again.
No,
yeah,
I'm good.
I have super bad like health anxiety, so I feel like going under the knife willingly, like I couldn't do it.
Yeah. Okay, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode where we talked about body image and social media. And remember, Instagram is not real life. Love yourself, be yourself, and don't give in to the pressure. Bye, guys. Love you.